Hey everyone, it's Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'll be sharing with you my morning skincare routine for the warmer months. Usually at this time of year, I upload my morning and nighttime skincare routine, but I only do one video of each. And then I would just mention here or there what I would do differently come the colder months. This year I decided I'm going to be sharing my skincare routines based on the warmer and colder months, just so you can actually see what I do in those times of years and what the slight differences are. Before we get into the skincare routine, I just want to mention a few things. The first one is that I am 29 years old with acne-prone, normal to dry skin. Right now in the warmer months, it is a little bit more normalized. However, my skin does easily become sensitized if I am in a dry environment or I'm using a drying product. The way I curate my skincare has to meet the following: acne control, hydration, and barrier protection. If you are wondering why these three things are important to me, I'll be sure to leave a link up in the cards as well as a blog post down below explaining that. And as for the products that I use in my skincare routine, these are my tried and true, the products that I have been reaching for the most out of all the products that I have on rotation, be it from my own purchases, gifts, or PR samples. Having said that, let's get right into the routine. So the first thing I do in my morning skincare routine is actually skip a morning cleanse and use a hydrator product. And for that, I use the by Wishtrend Quad Active Boosting Essence. I really come to appreciate having a hydrator product such as an essence, hydrating toner, or a lotion in my skincare routine. I have tried to cut this out of my skincare routine just to kind of minimize the amount of products I use, and I always notice that my skin is just not the same. I find my skin looks dehydrated, it's not as even and bright, and also the texture of my skin doesn't really look that great either. I really like using a hydrator just because it really does plump up my skin, makes the texture of my skin look better. It really helps to reduce the chances of my skin becoming dehydrated throughout the day. And because I am acne prone, leaning onto the more drier side, I'm able to layer with this way more easily than I am with a moisturizer. With a hydrator product such as this, it will not make my skin look congested. Whereas with a moisturizer, my skin looks shinier. I find that it's more prone to congestion. Also, my skin just feels greasier in general. So for me, a hydrator product in my routine is definitely necessary. The reason I like this product in particular is because of how lightweight it is while still leaving a slight moisturizing film on my skin. I also really like that this is gentle, so even on my skin days where my skin barrier is impaired, I find this doesn't make it react at all. As for the key ingredients, they are a handful of plant extracts that actually make up about 46% of the formula. And from what I've gathered, all of them have some sort of soothing, anti-inflammatory, or antioxidant property. I definitely have noticed the anti-inflammatory benefits, particularly when I decide to pop a pimple, it's a little bit inflamed and painful. I use this essence and it does calm down. How I use this in my skincare routine is I apply it on a cotton round and I wipe all over my face and neck, and I may go in with another 1 or 2 layers depending how my skin's feeling that day. After massaging in that extra layer of essence while my skin is still slightly damp or tacky, I go in right away with a vitamin C serum. My go-to is still the Paula's Choice C15 Super Booster. The reason I keep a vitamin C serum in my skincare routine is for the antioxidant benefits to help just protect my skin further and contribute to the prevent and prolong approach. It also helps to brighten and even my complexion. It's supposed to help fade pigmentation. I personally have not really noticed that with vitamin C products in general. And for L-ascorbic acid in particular, it has shown to promote collagen synthesis in the skin. The reason I continue using the Paula's Choice one in particular is because it contains 15% L-ascorbic acid with ferulic acid and vitamin E at a low pH level, and it does not irritate my skin at all. The one I'm holding in my hand here is an empty bottle. I do have an unopened one in my fridge at the moment, but I have been testing some by Wishtrend vitamin C products. The one I'm currently using is the by Wishtrend Pure Vitamin C 21.5% Advanced Serum. Even so, I use all vitamin C's the same. And what I do is I take a full dropper and apply it all over my face and neck. The reason I do this is because L-ascorbic acid oxidizes very quickly, and I want to make sure I use up all of the vitamin C serum before that happens. Once the vitamin C serum has settled onto my skin, that's when I move on to my prescription Aczone. This is a 5% Dapsone gel, and this is what I primarily use in my skincare routine to help with any inflamed acne lesions or even the uninflamed ones. I like that this pretty much doesn't feel like anything when I apply it. It doesn't dry my skin. It is pretty quick at lowering any inflammation around active lesions, and it also pairs well with a lot of other actives in my routine. I apply a thin layer of Aczone all over my face and underneath my jaw. I massage it in and then I wait a little bit until it has settled before going into my moisturizer. And the moisturizer I am still using is the Bioderma Atoderm Intensive Balm. So I originally started using this in the colder months, and this is the first year that I have been using it in the warmer months, and I'm pleased to report that this still performs really well. In my last vlog video, I shared a haul where I purchased a handful of moisturizers, so I gave all of those a good run, and even so, this one is still my favorite. I always feel satisfyingly moisturized when I use this. My skin also feels softer, and if I ever have a bad skin day, I can always rely on this to do its job without irritating my skin. This is my third purchase of this moisturizer. I'm near the end of it, and I will be picking up a fourth one. So with that, I think it's safe to say that this is my holy grail moisturizer as of now. So how I use this moisturizer in the warmer months is just use less than half a pump all over my face and neck. I use more or less depending on the type of sunscreen I'm using that day and how moisturizing that one is. Either way, I massage it all over and wait until it's settled a bit before moving on to my sunscreen. Sunscreen, of course, is the last step of my morning skincare routine. No, I will not be featuring the Can Make Mermaid Skin UV Gel. I love that sunscreen to bits, but I have been testing some other sunscreens, and the one I'm about to show you is probably one of my favorite discoveries of this year, and that is the La Roche-Posay and Thelios Ultra Fluid Invisible Finish Lotion SPF 50+. So for those of you living in Canada, this is a new formulation of this year. The previous one showed an SPF of 60. I'm definitely going to be doing a dedicated review of this sunscreen, comparing it to the old formulation as well as the Shaka Fluid in Europe. A couple of things I do remember is that one of the UVB filters in this is different from the Shaka Fluid version. Shaka Fluid uses Uvinol T150. That's not regulated here in Canada as a UV filter, so it is replaced with homosalate in the formula. Another thing I noticed is that this one may have one or two additional ingredients compared to the Shaka Fluid, but the thing is I don't know if that's the ingredient list from the old formulation. So when I get to that review, I'll be sure to point out if that's the case or not. Also, another thing is that the European version, I don't see the percentage of filters, whereas for the Canadian one, it does provide the percentages. So I'm going to try to hunt that down as well, just so I can have some mental assurance that this may actually be a PPD of 46. So for this sunscreen, what I do first is shake it up for a good 30 seconds. I pour a generous amount into the palm of my hand, and I apply 2 thin layers all over my face, neck, and ears. Alright, and that is it for my morning skincare routine for the warmer months. As always, I hope you find these videos helpful and informative. If you did, please be sure to give this video a like, subscribe to my channel down below for future videos, leave a comment if you have any questions or recommendations, and I will see you all soon. Ciao!